He's come back from work, he's tired. Oh, leave him to sleep in the couch. Get him out. If anyone comes, I'll come and say, get away from me. So that's when you hear,
I know it's when they don't come, that's
yeah.
Mommy, I just want to.
Exactly.
They get upset. I need to win. And we teach you to lose now.
And I'm like, the car's not starting. Why are you? You just gotta fix it. And they're just like, hey, why you do not do this again? This is like, boom. Can you never come here, baby? My God, one moment. Hello, my loves. How are you doing today? It's your baby girl, and right here, Mrs. A. Today is another exciting vlog. I have got another guest who does things that blows my mind because she is a mother. She is homeschooling her children, and she's a YouTuber. She is also an expert in photography. So organized. So I'm just very keen to find out what the secrets are. So with that, further ado, I would like to introduce to you Mrs. Gitte Robertson. Hello. Hi, Gitte. I'm good. I'm so excited. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
for
very much.
honoring this invitation. I'm just excited.
I'm excited too. I love your videos. I watch them all the time.
Thank you. And I also love your videos, and I cannot wait to actually put your link in my description because parents, you will definitely need this for your kids. Honestly, today we're going to talk about parenting skills and some of the tips that you can actually give our audience today. Are you ready? You're on the hot seat. You are in the spotlight. I've got my questions on my phone, so I'll just kind of go through it. You know, feel free to flow with this. So do I have your permission to throw the first question your way?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Before I even start, I'd like to say that Gitte is married to Graham. Gitte's husband does all her illustrations, and they are absolutely stunning. Mind-blowing to think that it's actually a talent that he does as a hobby. Very impressive.
Yeah.
You've got two lovely children. How old is Michaela?
Michaela is 4.
Yeah.
And Mila is 2.
And Mila is 2. Young children. I think I've got my hands full, but you, my darling, you have got your hands super full. Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
So, Gitte, you homeschool your children.
Yes.
First of all, what is homeschooling? So that's my first question. And how does it work?
Well, homeschooling or home education, this is our choice. So you can choose to homeschool your children, meaning you have a daily routine. You choose your own curriculum.
Right.
Every day we have a daily routine.
Right.
So, for example, Monday we have a play day with a friend. Tuesday we go to a library. Wednesday we go for a walk. Friday we go swimming, ballet. So we have every day something going on.
You do, yeah?
Yes, and then obviously they learn to be responsible and independent.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of crafts, and they like to discover things. So we just got the magnifying glass the other day.
Wow.
And she likes to discover insects in the garden, like a snail, and they love this connection we have because.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it is challenging.
Yes, definitely.
To be there 24/7.
This is it.
And like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom if that's okay. No, you can't go to the bathroom by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying my best, and they like to learn. And we learn at our own pace, but they know that 9 o'clock is study time. So we have breakfast at 8, 9 o'clock, study till 10, and we go for a walk, and then we do different things throughout the day.
First of all, at this early age, that is when children learn the most, as you know. And children actually learn a lot through play and flexible environments. We went to Norway. And what age do children in Norway start going to school? Is it 7? I think it's 6, maybe 7. I think that's fantastic. They get that chance with that flexible time to learn a lot, not necessarily being in a classroom environment. I'm a teacher, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating that parents should not take their children to school. But I feel like what you've just described, that is responsibility already. They're learning a lot of social skills there.
They do. At first it wasn't easy because obviously they had to get up early. And
yes.
Whilst I was getting the breakfast ready, they did a little bit of colouring. So at first it was hard because Mila's 2, Michaela's 4.
Oh yeah.
As Michaela, and Mila wanted to do well. So what I did, I just tried to do the shapes, geometry, like shapes. And then Milo was interested, so I did it as a game. So I gave Michaela a challenge to do write letter A, whilst I do flashcards with Mila. And then she was listening to it, so she was learning.
Picking things up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But at first, when I acted as a teacher, she didn't want to. No, I didn't want to do that.
Yes.
So I do it as a game now. Can you guess? And
Yes.
learn more. And she just,
yes.
So we do 2-3 subjects in a matter of an hour and a half in a walk. And so I learn as well.
You do, but you know what you've just described? It's in a teaching, terminology is differentiation. And it's amazing that you're differentiating for the learners. You're obviously a teacher because that's what you're doing, even though you're not in the classroom teaching. I faced the same challenge when I was trying to teach the older one. The younger one was literally trailing me around, wanting to do the same thing. So well done you. That's amazing. Thank you. Right, that is homeschooling. For those of you who didn't know what it was, you can also look it up, but you're actually teaching your children or whoever you're teaching at home, but with a slightly different schedule. But I think what's really important is that the children learn a lot of social skills, and they also learn a lot through play, which is amazing because that is how children learn. They consume the most when they are doing it, in a more playful sort of manner. So those of you who might be interested in homeschooling or home education, please look it up. I'll put Gitte's information in the description. Thank you very much, Gitte. Can I move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. My next question is, how do you find the balance between homeschooling and your other duties? So your duties as a wife, and again, your duties as a mother. You're with your children, isn't that? You're playing like a double role there. You're their teacher, you're their mum.
Yes.
Everything that, you have to do as a parent. How do you find the balance?
Well, the house was messy at first, upside down.
Yes,
I didn't have any friends or guests coming around until I had to figure out a way, how can I do it all? Because obviously doing YouTube and keeping the house tidy, because you don't want mess. You don't, you like a tidy house.
Yes.
You don't want, clothes everywhere.
No.
So I made a daily routine.
Good.
Where I wake up at 4, and then I have my alone time till 7 with no human beings around me.
Brilliant.
Just me and just God and read.
I love that.
And then when they wake up, I'm already had my alone time. So now I spend time with them, have breakfast together, and then teach them. And then once we've finished our little study, then I'll wash up and put some washing in. Whilst I'll listen to your videos, funny enough. So while I do some cleaning, and it shouldn't take more than half an hour.
Yeah.
Because you don't. At first, I try to do everything. So Mondays, I do a bit of vacuuming. I do a house, a bit of washing, and then by the time I finish that, then we brush our teeth, and then we go for a walk.
Good.
So I do a little bit every day. I tried to do a lot one, and it was too much. And at 2 o'clock, I was tired. And then by the time we come home, then we have a little snack. So once we stick to the routine, they're so used to it. It's
good.
They genuinely get hungry by 1 because we're so used, our body's so used to these routines. And at first it was hard. It takes discipline.
Yes.
And it takes, these little habits to get used to.
Definitely.
But once you start doing it and just force yourself, just get up.
Yes.
You're so used to it. If you don't do it, then you feel like, oh, I've cheated on something, a system on my own daily routine.
Yes.
And they're really used to it. So, and then from 2 o'clock till 4, that's mummy's alone time. I do a little bit more work.
Yeah.
And then if husband is home, he has a nap or he's at work.
Yeah.
And then children then may watch telly, read aloud telly.
Yes.
Because they are really supervised what they're watching.
Of course. It's very important.
Yeah. So they watch read aloud channels, and they watch sometimes Peppa Pig if I watch what's about one.
Yes.
And they watch
educational,
like Ada, Twist the Scientist, Storybots, and anything educational for an hour.
Amazing.
They may, but sometimes they forget to press the button to watch, and they just start playing with each other.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And I just watch what they do, and they are so creative. And just make up stories.
Yes.
Oh, and then obviously we have the reading stories in the morning. So after breakfast, we have a pray and a read.
Yes.
And then if they don't watch telly, they just make up stories themselves, a little dialogue and play.
Wow.
Because sometimes we have to give them free time for them to
absolutely
make up,
to explore.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic.
They have challenges, and then when we go into nature, why have you noticed? Mum, look, I've noticed a stop sign. And I print out a lot of laminating stuff
to show them.
Week, and then they just, they just enjoy.
This is amazing. It really is. And from what you've just described, it's a lot of discipline. because when it comes to routines, they're very helpful, but you need to be disciplined.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
Oh, it's not.
And I like the fact that you mentioned that at first the house was, all over the place. If you don't find a plan, then that's what's going to happen. And also them playing with each other. Isn't that amazing? Because these days technology is full on.
Oh, yes.
And children will literally pick up an iPad in their sleep.
Yeah.
So if they are tending to play with each other when the telly is there and they've forgotten to press a button, it means you're doing something great.
No,
so well done for that. And I'd like to say here that what Gitte does, a YouTube channel, is a read aloud. So she reads children's books. She does the most. She does the most unbelievable, is it voiceovers?
Yeah.
I watched Peppa Pig videos of her, and I had to text her. I was like, did you do that voice? And she was like, yes. I don't know how. How do you do that? She is so talented, honestly. And I'm not saying this to just, hype you up. I genuinely mean it. Your talent, it's amazing. And I can see your YouTube channel blowing out in just a matter of time. You need to see her channel, because read alouds are so good. It's not like where children have got the tablets and they're constantly doing this, because we know what it's like these days. So yeah, no wonder you look like it's flawless.
It's not always flawless, so thank you very much.
Yeah, I know there's challenges in there, but you're doing great. So keep going. Right. So do I have your permission to go on to the third question?
Yes, love, definitely.
Thank you. Right. So what is your take on entertaining children more outdoors? I think this is literally, I've just thrown this your doorstep. And how does it benefit children?
When I grew up, my parents always took me outdoors all the time.
Amazing.
I love being outdoors. And I think our children picked it up, because we have a big garden and we always play badminton, and wherever we go, they just climb on everything and they love being active.
Amazing.
And I noticed, because once I couldn't get out because I had a cold, and I had to sit inside for 2.5 days, and they were running around the house.
Oh, yes.
And they became a little bit sad.
Yeah.
As when they go into nature, they get more oxygen, they look at green colours. Every time we go out, Myla, the 2-year-old, she picks flowers for me. So Michaela got a little bit jealous. So now every time we go out, she picked the first one. I did it. And they race which one. So we just walked to town in where we live. And we walked, and they picked different kinds of flowers. And I sat down, and people stared, what are you doing in the 21st century, picking flowers? And it's a little thing.
Priceless.
And they look happier, they sleep better.
Amazing.
And they just enjoy life, what we take for granted. Because and it makes you appreciate life a bit more. You become like a child.
Absolutely.
And we just love parks, and we go to parks and on the swing and slide and make friends. And
wow.
And they love being outdoors. I mean, chasing butterflies. And
amazing. This is so beautiful. Listening to you, it's just giving me a bit of a flashback.
Yes.
When my sister and I had the interview, we were talking about it, and then she said, bringing out the child in you. And we're talking about how you just can't keep children at home, because they will literally do your head in. Like, it's just, they can't contain it, and they'll stress you up.
Yes.
So you might as well take them out.
Yeah.
But talking about badminton, you got Judy and I played badminton with you and Graham.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Do you remember? That was good.
It was so cool. And I actually said to him, because we've been looking for the racket, I said to him, when, like in evenings and stuff like that, because you talked about it, I said, when the kids are sleeping, we could actually play badminton, and we could play tennis on the bat. So that is something that we plan to do.
Half an hour goes by so fast.
It does.
You didn't win.
Yeah.
And you realise you burn off, calories, and you realise, what did I work? You just, it's a lovely thing to do.
It's amazing.
Anything. And we play football a lot,
It's amazing.
Before tea. Because they don't eat and they go to bed all happy, because we spend that quality time.
This is so important.
And then we go to the woods, the forest, and stream, mommy, look, I can jump over the sun. And just like the Bible says, be like a child. And you realize, wow, the world at the time has stopped.
Amazing.
There's no digital, there's just you and the children, and you even stopped recording because you just
like,
So I was always an outdoor person. I think Michaela, she likes to be outdoors, climbing rather than indoors.
Listening to you, I feel so inspired to do more. It's just those moments that children remember.
Yes, exactly.
You were saying that as a child, you were always out.
Yeah.
So, audience, this is something that I really want everybody to start thinking about it. Sometimes it's time. People think, oh, how much time? But once you incorporate it in an hour out, every now and again, the benefits is massive. Just listening to Gitte and all the things that she's saying about children picking flowers, and it's almost like the time just stops. Those are the things that your children are going to remember. They're not going to remember how much toys you bought them.
Yes.
They're not going to remember how much money you lavished on them with clothes and gadgets and all of that. And so thank you very much for sharing this with us. And I do hope that this will be a blessing to you as much as it is to me.
One thing I'd like to add, when Graham comes home from work, it's a long day, he cannot wait to sit down, because obviously at work and he's stressed, but it doesn't matter what you do.
Oh, yeah.
And I ask him, would you like to play badminton? And he's like, oh, not really.
Yeah.
And I drag him out. And once he's played, and you feel so much better.
Yeah.
It's just a dragging and pulling and just force yourself. It's still leaving it is hard, but once you permit, you're proud of yourself.
I would like to say this. What Gitte has just described, this is her and her husband playing badminton. And she said, when the husband has come back from work, he's tired, he doesn't want to do it. But she takes that ownership, that initiative to take him out. This is an advice that we can all learn from it. Women and men, all these things strengthen relationships. So I hope that, you've learned something out of it. Women, don't just leave your husbands. He's come back from work, he's tired. Oh, leave him to sleep in the couch. Get him out and do something with him. It could just be even playing a board game, taking a walk, just something, half an hour. Something to strengthen the relationship. Thank you so much. Right. What are some of the core values you instill in your children? I think you kind of touched on a few, but what are some of the things that are so important to you that you are intentionally instilling in your children to equip them for life?
The very first thing we do, as soon as, because I'm downstairs and they wake up and they come downstairs, so I go back upstairs because they wouldn't get dressed without me. I need them. The first thing we do is pray. We kneel down and pray that God gave us another day.
Amazing.
We have a mission to do.
I love that.
So we thank life, we thank that we're breathing. That's the very first thing, because without putting God first, even as a habit, I don't care how religious it sounds, just do it.
Just do it. No,
because if you wake up religiously and if you do that, then might as well pray.
Exactly.
And then we read one of the chapters from the children's Bible, and then we come downstairs and then we have breakfast. And after breakfast, we read the children's the Bible verses from the Bible. So I teach them Bible verses.
Amazing.
Because decreeing the word over them, they know it. Honor your father and mother.
Yes.
Honor. Don't get me wrong, they don't always behave, and sometimes I'm not in the mood.
But
sometimes sometimes I'm not in the mood, and sometimes I just don't want to do it because that day or someone said something, and I just go, oh, God, give me grace.
You're doing amazing, honestly.
I just push myself because, and if I don't do it or don't want to do it, then mine, as a 2-year-old, comes and reminds the Bible.
Wow.
And then everyone's like, oh, you should do that.
God.
And then, we have guests staying over, the new routine just changes. She just grabs the Bible and reads it. But that's the core value, is to learn the word of God, put that first.
Amazing.
And then I would like them to be responsible of what they do. And just be kind to people and nice.
Yes.
Because when we socialize with other children, she has friends, she has friends that we met in certain places, stuff like that. And when she sees people, the first thing she says to anyone on the street is, God bless you, Jesus loves you.
Oh.
Because this is the thing where I didn't even realize that I did it, because I did. And then whilst I'm making breakfast or lunch, I put on a worship music in the background.
Yes.
And then when we go for a walk, they start singing it.
Is that singing it, yeah?
Sometimes I can nursery rhymes, which nursery rhymes are good.
Yes.
But it's not a race. No one's going to understand nursery rhymes.
But
so the core value for me is on the spiritual level for that to know what is life about.
Absolutely.
Anything else is extra.
Oh, yes.
You can learn technology, you can learn
everything.
You can do within weeks.
Yes.
But make sure you have the full armor of God before you get out. Because once you get out, noise comes.
Oh, yes.
Problem comes.
Oh, yes.
So I think the core value is to know what, and prepare them.
Of course.
For any...
Yes, things that are out there.
Because I did explain to Killa starts to understand now, because she's 4 now. She said, Mum, if anyone comes, I'll come and eat. Get away from me.
She is just like myself. It's like any other. And it's amazing. But again, what you've just talked about, instilling these core values in your children, for her to actually walk on the street and tell somebody, God bless you, Jesus loves you, it's like, man, wow.
She has no shame, she has no doubt. She was praying for a bike. This was on a random summer week. She said, Jesus, I want a bike, please. And said, okay. And we have a next door neighbour lady, old lady, said, we've got 2 bikes, do you want them?
Are you
and she
kidding?
said, I did ask Jesus though. She said, why would you even want to get? And she got 2.
Well, then you
know,
know, that's faith, right?
We went somewhere and it was raining. It's like, in Jesus' name, just like Jesus said, the rain stopped because I'm getting out of the... And the rain stopped. What happened? And like, Michaela, I need you. Come here. Come to the bank.
Oh, wow.
And then I pick things up, and she has no doubt. She's such faith.
Yeah, but then this is faith, isn't it? Because for us, when we grow, we have a lot of doubts. But children have that pure, unfiltered faith. Thank you for sharing this with us. This is it. Instilling this in your children. You're doing amazing. Keep it up, and really well done. They will talk to their children about you, and they will always make that reference. My mom used to do this. My mom used to do that. Thank you very much.
Praise be to God.
Praise be to God. Hallelujah. Thank you for sharing this with us. Right, we're moving on to next question. Can you share some tips on children's bedtime routines that you find helpful?
Yes. So what we do before we go to bed, it depends on the day, sometimes we have a bath first. And whilst they have a bath, I put on the tablet and the speaker so they can listen to worship music or classical music so they can calm down. Or they watch a read aloud on telly if they don't have a bath.
Yes.
They can just calm down.
Yes.
And then we go to bed. And then I started to read a book to both of them. Because of the age gap, what I do now is we brush our teeth and I read a book to Mila. And I read different books to Michaela, but read the Bible together.
Amazing.
Because Michaela's like, Mommy, I know the story, like 4, something else. And then once we read that, and then we read the Bible, and then I ask questions about the Bible if she understood, and then Graham is there as well at this point. And if I'm not home at a very rare occasion, then he does it. Because he picked up the habit. And
of course, can't go.
And then they just learn it, and then Michaela says, Daddy, Jesus loves you very much, And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she started praying. They said, we pray for the whole neighborhood. And this is the routine we do, and then go to bed. Mommy, just one more hug, please. Kiss and hug, stroking, counting. And I said, okay, Michaela, just go to bed. Mila's fine. She just falls asleep.
Yes,
and I thought, down, stroking, counting, kiss and hug. So now we just read the Bible and pray, and and they'll read 1 book or 2 books. It takes about half an hour, maybe.
Yes.
And then they're in bed at 7, but they fall asleep at 7:30, 8.
Wow. And this is fantastic.
We spend time together.
It's a beautiful bedtime routine, and I can relate to it because I sort of do similar things. But again, and I think what is really important is the consistency, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
It's the consistency. So if you're doing things with your husband, like you, did I say for your husband? So if you're doing this for your children, it's really important to be consistent. When I do a lot of affirmations for the girls and just kind of talking about things. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am capable, I am worthy. We do a lot of it. And every time I don't do it, even when we started, Papi was very young and you would think he's just listening. And he wasn't able to talk much at the time. But one day he came up to me and said, Mommy, he said it in a way he couldn't talk properly, like baby talk, trying to say affirmation. Affirmations, Mommy. And I was like, oh wow. So yes, when you're consistent, they know, like you said, Mila picked up the Bible.
Yes.
And that's really good. And when you're breaking it as well, it's almost like they're not getting something. So when I haven't prayed with the kids, it's difficult. Like when I send them off to sleep, they would not go to sleep until you've had that. They will not sleep. They will not sleep. So that's when you hear at the time.
I know. They don't come down and I'll say, Mommy, I just want to check.
Exactly. So once you've done all of that, then they would actually go to sleep. Yeah. And you also have your rest and quiet, isn't it? They can rest.
Well, we did affirmations. We have a few books as well.
Lovely.
So then when we done the affirmations, McKenna goes into Mila's room, says goodnight to Mila, saying, you are beautiful, you are strong.
Wow.
Affirmations to her.
This is so amazing.
But sometimes they pick up everything what you do in the house.
Yes.
Even when you don't notice you're washing up and
They do.
They just do. It's like, what's you going
They do.
Huh?
They do.
That little monitor, like,
why do everything? Gitte, why do you think some children swear on the streets?
Yes.
They see it at home.
Yes. And they hear it.
It's very heartbreaking. They hear it. It's all around them. So in the same way, whatever you're doing, your children are picking up. Yes. And that's why I'm always mindful of things that I do.
Yeah,
It's like they close the door. They really put you in check.
Mommy,
They put you in check. So yeah, this is amazing. Talking about affirmations, I'd like to give a shout out to Lisa. So Lisa is an author. She wrote this book, Makida's Book for Success, which I talked about in the previous, but she's got these affirmations. I've got them. So it's a big affirmation. She's on Amazon. I will put her link in the description again. But we have it, and it's kind of got different affirmations on there. And normally the children just stand there and they read it before we go. And, they come up with their own affirmations as well when we do it, and they say their own things. So shout out to you, Lisa. And congratulations, Lisa has had a baby girl. Congratulations to Lisa and her husband, the Jimfi family. Brilliant bedtime routine. Well done. You're doing amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. To the next question. Can you name, and I was just like, what a question for Gitte, can you name any handy activities that you use to keep your children engaged? Because you do homeschooling, so I know you've got a ton of it. So if you can just name even a couple or three, just, a few for us.
For example, today we made an aquarium out of cornflakes box.
Wow.
So we had to paint it inside, we had to cut out. But I left the kids there to show something to Graham upstairs, and I thought, And Michaela comes upstairs, because we watched How to Do on YouTube once, and she drew a fish and she cut it out, and she drew bubbles and everything. Wow. So they did, and Mila copied it as well. We were shocked because we didn't realize she knows how to draw a fish and cut it out and glue it.
Amazing.
So they were busy doing that. Obviously, the cleaning after is a pain because we have to just create.
Yes, but it's all part of it, isn't it?
But it's all part of it. And then board games. She likes board games and we play board games. And at first, she got very upset she didn't win. They get upset. I need to win. And we teach her to lose now because it's got out of hand sometimes. She has to win it every time. If she doesn't, she's like,
she's gonna go into win.
Yeah, she's like, you need to lose. So we race home, and I was like, Mommy, what? So,
oh my God, cracking me up.
Just what I also do is I print a lot of laminated stuff in Velcro.
Yes.
So I made little books, like shapes and
you're so
jigsaw puzzles. So just do it once a whole day, and I swap them round, and I would give it to them in half an hour in jigsaw puzzles and colouring.
Yes.
These activities are there for
jigsaw puzzle colouring.
Colouring is if you have a colouring coloured in already, she copies the same.
The same thing, yeah.
Otherwise, when you sit next to them, I want to see what you do. So just colouring does. And the Velcro thing, they have to match. Or making simple things out of toilet rolls, putting sticks in there, match the colours, and so just do it once, a whole day, and then just do it and shoot.
So, when you go to Gitte's website, you will see you've got like those handy, you're so good at making things, and you will get a lot of ideas. But what she just said, obviously, making an aquarium from a cornflakes box. We have a lot of cereal boxes. Before you take them to the recycling, grab it, get the kids busy, give them the outline. Like this was a good one that you just said. Put a picture next to it, because if children don't know how to do something, they're going to be like, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? Which we do in class, because something like a model work, where you've got a kind of work what you expect learners to do. And sometimes you kind of put that on the side so they know that they're not asking you, how do I do this?
Because otherwise you have to sit down and Mommy was like,
exactly, amazing. So they can do that whilst you get on to do something else.
Housework.
Amazing. Well, there you are. Some really good tips, ideas for you. Lovely. Moving on. Next question. Can you share some tips for balancing parenting work and personal time effectively? I was thinking we've kind of gone into it, but please take us there.
Yes. When Mila was born, because before Mila, everything was, I was rollerblading with a pram, and I was cool. And then Mila was born. So that's...
Your hands are beginning to get full.
I spend more time with God, I'll tell you that now.
I know.
For Grayson.
I can identify exactly.
Because she would not sleep at night. It was a bit harder because I had no energy. I had no energy to go for a walk. I had no energy to, and I had no energy to do anything, to eat healthy. I just give me noodles, just shut up and give me noodles, give me rubbish food. I don't care. I just need the bed. I don't care. But she's grown up now, so it's a little bit better now.
Yes.
I tend to have my alone time for myself at 8 o'clock till 9 in the evening.
Right.
So what happens is the children are asleep, and then my husband has his alone time in the living room, and I'm in my own bedroom.
Yeah.
And I just read. I don't turn the telly off, or I do a bit of workout watching you. But I watch motivational videos
Yes.
like yours and other motivational videos while
Thank you.
like walk on the spot.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
As long as I do 2 things at once,
Oh, yes.
then I'm productive.
Yes, absolutely.
Since Milo was born, my time was
Multitasking.
so limited that even sitting on the toilet was, counting the seconds.
I know.
Sitting
I can imagine.
into
Yes.
something. You don't realize how much time you have until you don't have it.
Oh, yes.
Anymore,
And I can identify.
Washing up, doing your makeup.
I know.
Oh, no, speak, put up. And then you realize, but I was harsh on myself at first because I didn't want the long time. I just wanted to work.
Yes.
And I burned myself out.
Oh, yes.
And on a Sunday in summer, I just fell asleep from 5 p.m. till next day.
Wow.
At 8 a.m. because my body just shut down.
Yeah, it shut it.
So I decided to do nothing on Sundays. So just chill.
Yes.
So if you want to do just watch, relax, but don't do work as such.
This is so
on
important.
Sundays, I spend time looking at pictures, what I took of, because I never have time to look at pictures I take of the children, because we always take, so just look back at what I did 2 years ago.
Wow.
And make myself realize how time goes. So all these tantrums doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because they're going to grow up tomorrow.
Oh,
so I remind myself. So Sundays is more of a chill, and we watch a little bit of telly. I like to watch a bit more telly on Sunday. And, a bit more singing. We go to church, obviously.
Yes. Amazing.
So evenings is my time.
That's fantastic. I like, this is so important. I mean, those of you who've been around for a while, it's almost like Gitte is literally picking my words out, isn't she? Me time is so important, and I can so identify with you. I have done that. I did that for such a long time. When you want to get the work done, constantly, not stopping, because there's so much to do. So it's like, why do I have to stop and sit? But you will burn out if you don't. It's like you have to fuel yourself. It's just like driving a car with no fuel. You just
think charge
it will just go like boom, and then you think, right, okay, so I need to call my husband before.
Like saying to my daughter, "Mommy needs to be charged up, mommy."
Exactly, mommy needs to be charged up. I was looking at my husband's face because a few occasions I've left the light on the car and it's gone off.
Oh, I did that.
And the car will not start. And the car is not starting. Why are you? You just gotta fix it. And it's just like, hey, why you did not do this again? And it's like, every time I stop, the first thing I want to do is switch it off because I did it a few times.
So if you're tired or you do it too much, you don't think straight.
Exactly.
You can't concentrate.
So that is so important. Having that me time is so important. Half an hour, 1 hour, and let it be a routine. Every single day, have it. You deserve it. Moms, dads, you deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. Right, well, moving on. Okay. So next question is, how do you keep the balance between keeping your children entertained, including keeping tabs on technology in your children's life?
So I've ordered hundreds of toys, thinking, no gadget, I'll sort you out. Thinking it's going to be the best solution ever. So I've ordered lots of toys, cards, bricks, Lego, everything. And I just ditched them in a room with toys and I just do my own thing. Oh, it doesn't work like that.
No.
You have to be there physically.
Yes.
And play one game. So once you spend 5 minutes with them playing, then they play for half an hour to an hour by themselves.
What?
If you don't spend any time, there's, Mommy, where are you? It doesn't matter how many toys you buy.
Can I please pause you? This is like, boom. Give me the vocabulary, baby.
Light bulb
moments. Light bulb moments, guys. I think a lot of people have not noticed this. And yes, you talk about toys. So many people have toys for kids because we think it's going to keep them busy and everything. And then they play, you realize they play for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they say, I'm bored, or they start looking for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the secret there is be there with them for the first few minutes.
Yes.
Let them feel your presence. Do a few things, let them see. Leave them and they'll go on for half an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this.
It's just like me buying a brand new car of another, I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
Someone shows me, I'll be driving it all the way.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So if you spend the first few minutes and then every day, different toys or different games.
Yes.
Slap.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes.
you don't have to spend much time. So, I don't have time.
No.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Before you make tea is fine.
Wow.
And they love it. There's like, Mommy loves me because these are the memories they remember.
Oh, yes.
To think.
Oh, yes.
So I've similarized. We do that, you know, and we play together and we sing. We have a little karaoke and microphone. And we learn the songs, nursery rhymes, because I think Michaela knows about 6 to 8 nursery rhymes by heart.
Amazing.
And we just sing along, and we pass each other. And then you realise you, as a parent, enjoy yourself.
Oh, yes, you become a child again.
And then I'm like, wow, I haven't even been on my phone and
Exactly.
and actual enjoyment.
Oh, yes.
And then the more time you spend with the children, the more childlike you are.
become,
And then the less time you spend on social media, you realize,
absolutely.
actually, this is...
You're still happy. You're happy.
Yeah,
You will live life in the moment.
In the moment.
Intentionality.
Of the people's lives.
Exactly. All the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Thank you so much, because these tips are things that I'm not taking for granted at all. Some of the things that we know already, it's always good to hear somebody say it again.
Yes.
You know, it's always good to hear it. Like the Bible says, faith comes by hearing and hearing. So it's good to hear you say. Because I do it, I say it to people. It's good to hear you say. Even though I'm doing it, it's good to actually hear it come from somebody else as well. And then my audience, you are hearing it come from Gitte as well. And it's like we're just reminding ourselves, this is what we have to do. And when you spend that time with the children, you benefit as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just benefiting the children only. It's benefiting us.
True. And then
amazing.
You pass on habits to others you don't realize you do.
Absolutely. You know? Wonderful. Wow. Okay, I think we're kind of coming to the end now, right? Wow. I think this is the last but one question. What advice do you have for parents who are considering homeschooling but are unsure where to start?
Good question. Well, at first I asked God to give me, guidance in everything. I had to make a research of how to, because I was afraid, can I use the right curriculum? Is it right or wrong? Will I be able to do it? Because I would like to work. Because we don't have anyone to watch the children. I mean, I could ask random people, but I just want them to, how will I do it? And then God said, just calm down, take time off, and then talk to me, spend time with me. And had a little research, and I found these American curriculums that they teach children maths and everything, literacy, through a game, like almost a game, and she's enjoying doing it.
Amazing.
And I realized you don't need to spend, it's not 8 hours of teaching and being stuck in one place.
No.
It's about 20 minutes. Children only need 20 minutes. As long as you can find a right teaching curriculum online.
Yes.
Or
for them to get
many resources. I found loads for free even. You don't have to pay.
Yes.
And you just download them and print them out or use a book. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yes.
And so just make sure that you know what you want, because it is a responsibility.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
no doubt.
You know, I had schools ringing me that, is Michaela going to school? What's she doing? And I said, will I do a good job? They will respond, they will question me. And then God says, don't worry what people think. Do what your heart's desire. And when you're close to God, then your heart's desire is different to what's the world's desire.
Absolutely.
So I said, I want them to know you, and I want to provide to our girls what you offer them, which schools don't always thing they do offer.
Yes.
I want them out of the world as long as I can, and once they grow up, they can choose. But I just want to instill this, faith in Christianity that they can. And so far, Michaela's very smart. She's so advanced.
Oh, yes.
She speaks 3 languages.
I know.
She knows how to add at age 4 and read 3 more.
Amazing.
So I'm not worried. I was worried at first. Age 4,
She's able to read 3 to 4 letters.
Yes.
3 words.
So to make timetables,
Timetables. It's unbelievable, because with timetables and things, we kind of start doing it from year 1 going on to year 2. Like
I just taught them as a song.
Yeah.
They remembered.
This is it.
Song.
This is it.
They memorize it without knowing it.
It's amazing, because at age 4, knowing the timetable, it's almost like she's advanced. She's already learning things that people are learning year 1.
I just wanted to make sure I do a good job before she.
But you're doing amazing.
School.
You are doing amazing. Because
if I teach her quickly, then if she goes, so she did go to nursery, and she said, "Mommy, I don't know if I like everyone's got nappies," and because she was a bit advanced and everything, but she liked nursery. Don't get me wrong, and she liked to play with children. Wow. And. But now I slowed down a little bit because I was stressing myself on make sure she knows algebra by the age of 5. And
my God, she's advanced already.
She knows anatomy. She's loved.
She's advanced.
But through books, it's just reading them out. She just absorbs
the vocabulary
and
the vocabulary.
And she's spending time with them individually, even if you work. Just half an hour.
Oh,
a huge difference.
It's funny you say this, because a lot of the things you said, my sister mentioned it in the previous interviews as well. Yes, no matter how tired you are, half an hour. Because sometimes I think parents get a bit like, oh, I need to, and they think you have to sit there for an hour or two.
Yes.
Good luck.
If you think about, if you spend half an hour with them, and it's better for you, because at the next 5 you're sorted.
Exactly.
They'll be quiet.
And
Mommy loves
the
me.
kids.
Yeah, I have confirmation. Mommy loves me. Mommy spends time because I'm okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't spend half an hour, mommy,
Exactly.
Shut up, just be.
Yeah, and everybody's
on you. So
everybody,
it's for your own good.
it is absolutely. Wow, that's amazing. So for people who want to start homeschooling, if it's something that because sometimes it's the kind of thing that you need to come to the point, isn't it? Life circumstances will lead you to that point where you think, is this the path for me? And if it is, you can look online and research. So some people might think homeschooling is all about keeping the kids at home, teaching them 8 hours. It's not.
No.
You're teaching them social skills, you're teaching them life skills, you're instilling core values depending on what you hold dear. And obviously, they can actually it's just having a private one-to-one tutor.
Yeah.
They learn a lot more. It's just that people pay teachers to teach their children private after they come back from school.
That's true.
It's pretty much that, which is why they kind of pay. Because think about it, like Michaela is doing timetable, reading 3 to 4 letters at the age of 4. That is super impressive.
Oh.
So well done.
Thank you.
Once again, I know I've said well done, but really well done.
Oh,
you deserve it. You have earned it. You really have, Gitte.
Thank you.
And this is our final question. I've really enjoyed this interview.
I did.
I really have.
I was so nervous at first, but I'm so comfortable with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Right, final question. Can you offer practical parental hacks? Because we all need this. We all need this. Just things to make our lives easier, especially if you're working and, we talked about going to work and coming back and feeling so tired. What parental hacks and shortcuts have made your life easier?
If you spend time with your children in the morning, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, then they are secure and loved.
I love
and your whole day is sorted and they're quiet and are better off.
I love that.
First thing in the morning, they need to know is not your phone, because sometimes I mean my mom is like, stop talking to mama, talk to us, and they get angry, annoying.
Wow.
And then after you hang up, after I hang up with my mom, then they just mommy, it's annoying because you didn't spend the first seconds with them.
Yes.
So the very first minute,
Yes.
pay attention.
Give them that love.
20 minutes, know what? The first thing I do, as soon as I wake up, is I read the Bible.
Yes.
So that I be in a good mood.
Yes.
I need to be secure. I'm safe with my father.
Sending that
Because
for the day.
trust me, there are days, very challenging days.
Oh, yes.
Steve, mommy, Alana, just do whatever.
Yeah.
And so spending 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, that's really good. And just involving them in everything that you do.
Yes.
Sometimes I cook. So when I cook, they're literally standing by my feet. Hot pot. Mommy, I want to stay here. So put them on the counter. So what I did, I printed out A4 colouring, stuck them on the wall. So they colour on the wall while I cook.
Wow, that's
So be
amazing.
far away. And then I cook, and then I ask questions. So what does the Bible say, Michaela? And then I repeat, and we just communicate whilst you're cooking.
That's amazing.
And if you're not in the mood for that because you're too tired or something, then you just pray and then just, Michaela, I have a question. Could you watch this video and then tell me what the bear did? And there's a challenge, so they have to watch 10 minutes.
Oh, yes.
So you're off cooking again?
Yes, I
Or
like
just
that.
ask your husband kind of to read to them or something.
Yes, absolutely.
And these are it's not the hours, it's the minutes.
It's the
spent.
minutes,
It's
not
the minutes.
the
There's a little minutes.
Oh, yes.
And if you read one book, that's enough. They get bored of the second one.
Oh, yes, exactly.
And your whole day is much better. You go, and if you wake up before work instead, depends what time you go to work, and you spend 20 minutes, then they go to school and you go to work much better off. Because you both got hugs if you both love.
Yes,
And then when you come home, you can't wait to hug each other.
Throughout the questions, you've talked about that time, those few minutes of what you do, and also thinking of how to involve them. I really like how you talked about cooking and getting them to do something.
Yeah.
And even though some of the things that they're doing is just for you to kind of keep them busy whilst you cook, but it's like you're constantly involving them. Sometimes parents actually get tired.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do. We get tired of, just
talking.
Exactly.
Yes, I do.
So you're doing amazing, and I know you do have your challenges, and you do have those challenging moments. But for you to do that homeschooling, spend the day with them, and even when you're cooking, you have a way of, But I think these are all things that you've over time, probably learned through experience. You know, like you said at the beginning, the house is like, everything is all over the place. But you know, you get to that point where you learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just kind of learn, and next time you know how to do it better, and next time you know how to do it better.
Yes, you prioritize. So I used to put people first, what people think, what people feel like now, because I don't have time for that.
Yes.
You put children first. Just put the letters, magnetic letters on the fridge on the right order.
Yes.
While I cut the veggies.
Exactly.
Because obviously try to cook healthy.
Yes.
You know,
Amazing.
try not to give them McDonald's.
Yes.
To rub the place. Did everywhere.
Sleep there.
Morning 5 o'clock when I was like, wake up, she threw up everywhere. Oh, that was a whale. It's Sunday. So I had to just put everything in a wall. Like,
Oh, I know.
so one of those things I haven't brush it off.
The joys.
I give him a cut. Let me know if she got back to bed. I'm off. Might as well just read. I'll do something.
Yeah,
But
the joys.
it's the minutes and the seconds you spend. You know, you don't need 8-10 hours. We need a long time. My husband needs a long time.
Yes.
You need a long time.
Then you both need it together.
And then the children a long time in their own rooms.
Absolutely.
They just picked it up because we all do. And then they play together. Sometimes they fight. It depends on the
Yeah.
And then, you know, but they pick up everything you do. Everything.
Yes.
You know, I took her to gymnastics for the first time, and I was on my phone texting my husband how she's doing. And she's like, "Mummy, don't work now," shouting. Because I was just on my, she doesn't know. All she knows is they do work. Yeah. So, "Mummy, not working now. Watch me."
Oh my God.
You know,
I love Michaela, honestly.
just scan and do everything.
This is a child who is homeschooled. She's only 4 years. She is very articulate. When you watch Storytime with Gitte, a lot of the child voice you hear is Michaela. That is, in fact, all of it. I say a lot. But
Yes, yeah,
all the child voice that you hear, if it's not Gitte making it up, because she is good like that, you will not believe what she does with her voice. It's just like, but can you do it? Actually, how did I not even think? I've got the light bulb moment, Gitte. I have got the light bulb moment. You need to give us a voiceover. Give us whatever. Give us your favorite one. Whatever.
Oh, I thought I just winged it too. Oh, that's going to be hard. Oh, my pressure beans.
Oh my God.
Michaela just loves it.
I hear that.
Michaela involved, and she started to make voices, and I pay her.
Wow.
So when she reads, when she studies, when she does voiceovers and because we started doing Bible verses,
Yes.
I give her money.
Amazing.
She takes the money, puts it in a little pot, and she can't touch it until she's 18. So not always. I don't pay her all the time.
Yes.
I want her to do, you know, by heart.
And did you say she can't touch it until she's 18?
She's 18.
Wow. So what an investment.
Once we gave her money because she was good. We don't always give her money when she's good, only when she does something, you know, like reading, and she was really, really behaving. So my husband gave her £10, and Graham gives him and she said, "Mommy, I'm not going to spend this money. I'm going to put it in my pot," which we did not expect, because usually she buys toys and whatever she wants. So I said, "You can put some in a pot and then keep some to spending, you know, and just make sure you manage." Because I try to instill them this managing money now.
This is amazing.
I wish I did when I was younger.
Yes.
Wish I saved for when I was younger.
Yes.
But it's never too early, because they will remember. They will.
Oh, yes.
They will, you know. And she gets involved with recording. Now, today was the first time I recorded Myla. So
Oh, wow.
I know you
Oh,
like, you obviously can't understand, you have to write out. Yeah, but they just get involved, and this is what they grew up in, and, you know, because when we go out and about and somewhere else, I just want it to be kind and...
Of course, you're still in those core values.
Yeah, they pick up bad habits very easily.
Of course.
You don't have to teach them,
Exactly.
you know.
So that's why our job is to constantly keep taking down or keep pumping them up with the good stuff, because they will pick up, you know, which are the ones anyway. And when you've got enough of that, when they're full with the goodness, then that is going to push out all those other ones, isn't it?
But you don't realize what you're still, because I was sad. I must have been sad. I don't know. Some friend just said, "Mummy, are you sad?" I said, "No, why?" "Don't worry, Mummy, I love you, and Jesus loves you." And then she made me almost cry. You don't realize what you teach them. The first year is hard because you don't talk.
Yes.
So it's like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
you know.
But they're absorbing it all.
They tell you what, they're 3 or 4, they just say everything out.
Absolutely.
It's like you feel a bit,
Yes.
everything in my
You feel proud.
You feel proud. My husband was watching your videos. I mean, my husband doesn't sit and watch people. He just watches cars and whatever. But we sat down and watched your Santorini because we actually want to go there.
Oh.
And we were happy, we were laughing. It was like,
And the Julia B so hilarious as well.
that was funny. That was a good video. I watched it twice. Because when you watch it the second time, you see things you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
When you watch it picking up,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
We watched There's a House on the Prairie, so children can appreciate life.
Oh yeah, which one is that?
There's a House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's like on the farm, you know, based in the 80s.
So where do you watch that?
I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Oh right.
So we watched it whilst we eat.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do a workout in the afternoon, 4 p.m, we do weights. I've got little weights for the girls. They do weights with me, but the who's got the weights has to get another pair from mine. And when we work out, we watch you or the other motivational lady, because we don't watch someone work out, you know.
Yes.
And then we watch motivation, and the children just listen to this motivation.
The amount of positivity that you're pouring into those kids, you know, first of all, your faith and the morals is amazing. And if everybody could play their part in society like this, the world would be a much better place.
There's no benefits sharing,
No.
bad and negative and grumpiness. It's not.
Absolutely not.
Life is very short.
It is. And
You know,
just.
and people die every day.
Oh yes.
So you're just thinking, what do you want people to write on your stone saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
She was horrible.
be the whole time.
Very grumpy.
I could have a cup of tea with her. I am building a brochure for one. Oh, just say, oh my gosh, she was. So, what do you want people to talk about?
Oh,
Well, obviously, you wouldn't care because you've gone, but I want to just be able to meet so important.
Yes, it's important because when you go to funerals and you listen to, you know, people talking about the good things and then when it's so genuine, and you listen, you think, oh, even when you don't know them, you feel like what a lovely person. But then about life and people don't have much to say. You know,
That makes you realize actually your life is still but
absolutely. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, I love it.
I love you. Well, audience, we've come to the end of this. I've had such an amazing time. I mean, we've been chatting away, but I'm sure you would enjoy this as much as we did. Lots and lots of tips. Please feel free. Go back, rewind. Just go back onto these tips. I'm going to put Gitte's link in my description. She has a lot of things. She's on Instagram, she's on TikTok, she's on Facebook, she's on Thread, she's on Twitter, she's everywhere. She's on YouTube, and there's so much that you can get. Your children are definitely going to benefit from it. So thank you very much, Gitte. Did you want to say anything before we round off?
Well, thank you very much for the interview, and hopefully I helped other moms, new moms, to don't know what they do. You know, this choice was our choice to do home education and parenting. Obviously, not everybody can do it.
Yes.
Do what's best for you.
That's it.
You know what works out for you.
Amazing.
And if these little tips help too, I'm very, very happy. I'm hoping to help a lot of moms and dads out.
Lovely. It definitely did. Well, I've definitely learned a lot, and I know that the audience would do. So we're done. Don't forget to share this video, like and comment, because it's just been one of those amazing videos. You have yourself a lovely week. But for Gitte and I, we're going to sit here and have a lovely chat because we love to do. And this is a nice glass of water. Gitte, cheers to life. Okay, good life. And long life as well, into a beautiful life.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God bless you. Adios. Bye-bye.